Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Gerhard. It's a big pleasure to see you on AnteFame live. I think we can introduce you with a video from the Radak F4 because we have seen one video in YouTube, and it's one presentation of US Racing between you and Ralf, and
Yeah.
I think it can be good to start with the video.
Okay.
Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna load this. Maybe you can introduce a little bit before I launch the video, Julien. Gerhard and US Racing.
Yeah, for sure. US Racing is one of the best team in F4 in ADAC and Italian Championship. We have won together with horse driver Theo Pourchère the championship, and was a real pleasure to work with Gerhard and his staff in 2019. Like this, I've met Gerhard and Ralf. Yeah.
Okay.
The sound wasn't working. I don't know why, but
if you want to comment on this, you can at any point, Julien and Gerhard.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is when we are on track. You have the complete vision outside of the camera, inside the pit lane and everything. This is one of the US Racing. I think this Gerhard was in 2017 or
yeah,
the
2017.
driver on video. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, was in Red Bull Ring, but yeah. Anyway, I think we can switch on the AnteFame partnership maybe, Vincent, because the sound don't working.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, maybe we'll put the.
Oh, and I think Ralf is joining as well. Cool. Okay. So we're super happy to be able to form this partnership. We had a chat last week to explain exactly what our vision is about, and I think you relate to the vision. So we want to help all of the drivers across discipline to achieve their dream, how high that their dream is. And it's a gameplay that is called fantasy, where people create their team and they select drivers across discipline from F1 to karting, including F4. And you are one of the first team representing this discipline with us today. And Ralf has joined us. I'm going to actually invite him to the live stream. Hi, Ralf.
Hi.
Hi.
Can you see or hear me? Or
we can hear you. We can't see you.
Ha! Lucky you are. Maybe now, I hope.
Julien had the same issue, so not yet.
Or maybe no. There we are.
The good one.
I just get the power supply and then I'm there. So let's hope it works like that.
So we were at the stage of introductions, and we had a little bit of an introduction of US Racing. We saw a video on YouTube, and we introduced the team with Gerhard. And then I was about to explain why the connection today, and the connection is our vision to build this platform for helping all of drivers across discipline to achieve their dream, and to help participants and players discover drivers and select their drivers and progress with them in the game. So that's what we've explained to you last week and a few weeks before with Gerhard. And I think you like this idea of us trying to help drivers achieve their vision and to put the spotlight across all disciplines. So I think that's why we decided to partner on this. But yeah, happy to have your point of view on that, and then we will start questions.
Okay. I mean, first of all, we know Julia now quite for a while. So we did also with Theo Pourchère, we spent the whole year learning each other, and I think it was quite successful. So I think it's a known partnership, I would say. And then when he came up to introduce this idea or the possibility for us to join, and also you, Vincent, when we had the first chat. It sounded really exciting, so very, very, very exciting for the game, I would say. First of all, I think it could be an exciting game, or will be, hopefully, and also then for a team and for the drivers, it's a real good opportunity, because I think we all realized, we as a team, all of you, following drivers, that actually they need some help on that side, and this could be possible with that project.
Yeah, I mean, from my side also, I think it's a very great and nice approach of involving people, getting them closer to motorsport on one hand, and more interested, see a completely different generation, and support by doing that all those young drivers which find it hard enough to somehow get the budgets, because as we know, especially the FIA tries a lot of things to make them better, but at the end they end up to be more expensive, and raising sponsorship is so difficult. So I think this is it's a great way, and very modern way.
What's the average budget in F4 for drivers for a full season? How much does it cost?
I mean, it really depends how much you are testing, but for sure budgets are around, I would say, 400,000 euros at that time.
Wow.
Again, depending on amount of testing you are doing.
Right.
Yeah,
So
which then
how many days the driver need?
F3. F3 is
and also in F2 and
okay. Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, now especially since they increased the races in F2, I'd be surprised what the budgets are. I hear horrible numbers for next year already.
Yeah, we know the situation, and yeah, for sure, we try to help. As soon as possible and at the maximum is possible, the driver for find a solution for sure for finance the season. We know we have the junior program, but it's difficult to have a full support from the junior program, and yeah, for sure, it's why we have created AnteFame, is for create the game, and for sure for help for the right driver and the good driver to be on the top.
And it's not just a one season thing, because the game continues every year, and so it tracks people from a very young age, from karts that you may find later on in F4, F3, F2, and F1, hopefully, touching wood. So it's also about building that kind of relationship with the drivers, getting to know him, getting to know his performance, where he's good, where he's not so good, and kind of believing in the future of that driver. So it's something that repeats every season, and I think that makes the gameplay unique. It's not just a game for 2022. So that's the first question. The second question is, as owner of a team, and in fact, the game is almost like trying to simulate you, in fact, because that's basically a choice that you have to make at a much more complex level, but the essence of it is the same, really. How do you actually scout your drivers? Is there a process? Can you give some tips for people to learn and use in the game?
Of you or myself?
No, do.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, first of all, I mean, Ralf had together with the F4, he had his own karting team, so therefore that's where the story starts, I think, with the drivers. Then we now, for sure, you look into the results first. Watch races, how is the racecraft in lower categories, Then for sure the personal side is very important. The mentality. How strong are they mentally, and all these kind of things. What environment do they have? And then for sure we normally do a test to learn each other, see the capabilities of the drivers, and then normally we go from there. So that's that's our process, actually, how to progress with the drivers when they're going to join us. But Julio can also tell something about the story when we joined us, actually. So.
Yeah, for sure. It's a lot of points for select the driver, but you have explained very well. It's more important. It's for sure the talent and also the approach of the driver, the environment with the family, and it's not just the result on track, because on track it's difficult to know the package of the driver. If, for example, in go-kart, the chassis, the engine, the stuff. But yeah, it's not right to see the result in go-kart and to say that this driver is the next superstar. It's with the time and with more experience. Yeah.
But
and
do
your
you?
Point of view, Ralf?
What's really important, what's really good on I think the program you're planning is that you can follow a driver. It's not only at the racetrack, it's at home, you know, how he develops from his 16 into the hopefully mid-20s, when you follow him all the time, you know, to see his development, or maybe sometimes, you know, to even have some criticism on what he's doing can also be helpful to the driver. So I think this can be a very interesting tool and part in the game, because, you know, obviously there's not only one driver, there's other drivers that have results also, so you can see them, follow them, and maybe give some tips. Team also, you know, if you're working as a team boss basically, then you can learn and develop yourself also, which can be very interesting.
It's a great point you're making, because we've not really explained that part to the players. But the point that Ralf is making is that you will be able to invest into private content from the drivers. The private content will show a different facet of their life. When they train, for example, they have the fitness center and they train, and this will increase skills in the game. So if you buy content where you can see them training hard, it will increase the resilience skill. On the other hand, if you have content about them in a social setting, it increases the trust or the confidence level. It will increase the confidence skill in the game. So it's also a way, like you said, to create this relationship, this connection, which is a bit more intimate, because you get to know the driver. You just don't look at the performance at the end of the race week. You get to know them, and this increases their points in the fantasy league, which is a good way to connect the real world with the fantasy world. So yeah, thank you for this point. Well, so from how old do you start to look at drivers? Do you actually scout them when they are in go-kart, or do you just backtrack when you know that you have someone on interesting and look at the performance in the past? Or do you actually are active looking at kart drivers?
Yes, actually, it starts with the karting.
Okay.
For sure, not only with the ages when they are ready to join formulas, already years before there will be or there are contacts, you know, to speak to each other. I mean, some are starting very early for testing. I mean, for Formula 4, you need to be 15 in the FIA categories. But some of the drivers actually they start already with 14. So age of 14 they start testing. So yeah.
Okay.
And that's about to look on them when they are karting. Yeah.
Okay. So something you will be able to do. I'm showing right now a video to actually introduce formally Ralf, because we haven't done that yet. So maybe you can comment on that, Ralf.
Well done, Ralf. Well done.
What should I comment on that?
Procedures at the end of the race.
To get that. Surprise is not
Well done, Ralf.
Julien managed to find that in his archive. This is such a huge win, right? And we thought, you know what, that's the best way to.
Everyone was a great guy.
We have a lot, right? But I thought this one was so good. What were you? Do you remember? Do you remember what you were thinking at that moment? Do you remember that?
Well, that it took me far too long to win my first race in F1. That I remember. But it's obviously a great relief to have a situation like that. You can
a great relief.
The teams, and it is. Yeah, and obviously it's really something special, and that will be for all drivers. And that is another great thing. I mean, as you say, we start in karting, but then we go from formula classes. You know, then they do their first years, the rookie championship. They have some good results, maybe the first podium, and so on and so on. And that is really, I mean, to be able to follow this is something very unique. Also, especially if you have the private content and everything.
How long did it took you from kart to the first win in F1? What was the time span?
Oh, in my case, it was pretty long, because the first time I drove a go-kart, I was not even 3 years old.
Wow!
And my first what was it? 01, I think, wasn't it? Imola 01. I'm not exactly sure, to be honest, but yeah. not quite 20 years, but 18 or 17 years.
Wow, one close to one. That's just. And what time did you get your driving license? What was the
A driving license at that, yeah, I mean, 18.
18? Yeah.
We're only allowed in Germany, but it was, I was ready to with everything a month before, and I was waiting for the driving license, and I was, I remember at 1:12, I was driving on the road. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, Julien, do you have more questions for Gerhard or Ralf?
No, I think we have explored all the point of AnteFame, and I'm super happy to have Ralf and Gerhard on board, because he follow well his driver, and he try always to find one solution for the right driver, and to help always the young kid for joining. For prepare well, and for go in a step in F3, and it's why I'm super happy to work with USRacing.
Excellent. Any final words, gentlemen?
Yeah, I also want to say thank you for the moment, and also we are very happy to join that exciting project, and looking forward to it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
same from my side. It's very nice to be on board, and I'm looking forward to the project. And for sure, I'm looking forward also to see the difference, them growing or having junior categories and maybe higher, because that, as a team owner, you will have to learn also, as a team manager, to manage a young kid, to keep him motivated, to be, let's say, to criticize him on one hand, but to be a kind of family on the other. So that's going to be a very interesting factor also.
That's a great comment. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for your time today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
See you next
Thank you very
time.
much.
Thank you. Have a nice
Bye-bye.
day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
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 Bye.
Yeah, thank you.